Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. Let's get into it, boys. Not a lot going on, but we got some soccer to talk about this week. MLS, Inter Milan, or Miami. Inter Milan. That's a ways away from Miami.
A little bit.
Messi, the GOAT.
Boy, exactly what was promised.
I mean, we had to wait.
Minute,
Yeah, 55th minute or 51st.
hits a 23-yarder, wins the game in stoppage time.
Yeah.
Literal last kick of the game.
Yeah, with 94th minute.
It was so beautiful, too.
Yeah, I mean, if you were watching the game, you knew what was coming.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't watch it at all.
I've seen him do that so many times. And honestly, I don't even know if that free kick was top 10 for him. Like he's hit some nutty ass free kicks.
I mean, it was top 10 for a lot of people in the world, but for Messi, it's just
Walk in
Messi.
the park.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was a gorgeous thing to watch. And watching him throughout the game, you can tell that he's gonna put up some numbers in the MLS. He was pinging through balls and lobbing balls over the top. He would have had 2 goals. I can't remember who it was they were playing against, but their keeper made a really good save.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, he probably had 3 or 4 chances
Oh damn.
just in one half.
Yeah, it was funny too because, man, why am I blanking on his name? Played for Manchester, Rooney. Gosh, I don't know why it took me that long to figure out Rooney's name. Rooney said, "Oh, Messi's not going to come in and just be this all great player in the MLS." I'm like, what are you talking about? It's Messi.
The MLS is definitely, like, especially in the last, I'd say 5-6 years, has really stepped up
Yeah.
in skill level. I mean, there's some serious young players coming through MLS now. But
Good.
no, what I love is, like, Inter Miami is basically going to become 2015 Barcelona, in that they already got Sergio Busquets on the team with them, the defensive midfielder. And now the rumors are the Jordi Alba, the left back, Luis Suarez, a striker, and Andres Iniesta, the World Cup winning midfielder for Spain, are all going to come to the team as well. So, yeah, I mean, this could just be like a hey, remember these guys Barcelona tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And there's probably not going to be much success as far as the team goes in Miami. They're a pretty bad team right now.
Yeah. It might take him a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, Messi's the GOAT, but he can't come in and just make magic happen like that.
I mean,
I was like, maybe
don't say
he
that.
can.
Maybe, but
he's made plenty of people eat those words before, but
that's true.
no, I think the idea is for them to be ready to go next year. Getting Messi in the team and seeing how they're going to have to build around him, because that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
What a dope way to make your fucking entrance, right?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like,
I saw a tweet that said Messi scores game winner, takes photo with Kim Kardashian's kid, hugs David Beckham. What a proper Miami ending.
yeah.
The cheapest Inter Miami ticket has now become $400.
No surprise. I'll wait until next year, and
I think
hopefully when
were
they
like 15 a couple months ago.
Yeah, hopefully when they come, like if they come to KC next year, they're not terrible because maybe I'll buy a ticket in hopes that I
Oh,
get
they're
to
gonna be
watch them play. Yeah.
You know, you're gonna pay Chiefs plus prices.
Which to see Messi might be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's
At least once in my lifetime.
you could have Messi and Mahomes playing in Kansas City on the same day.
That's true.
Some wild
Ooh,
shit.
that'd be dope.
God, we almost had Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's wild.
We also almost had Ochocinco.
We did
In
almost have
soccer.
Yeah, in soccer, not in football.
Were they sporting at the time, or
Yeah,
they
they
still
had,
the Wizards?
they were newly Sporting when he tried
Okay.
out for them.
Okay, I was like, I can't remember if it was at the beginning of that or at the end of the other.
Yep. It was like right at the beginning. Now we just need like whoever Inter Miami's rival is to just sign like a whole bunch of old Real Madrid players like Ronaldo and have a big rivalry there.
I bet you get Neymar to MLS. He loves money.
That's true. That's
That'd be
true.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our
that's our
100%
soccer
go to
team.
Miami.
Yeah,
Welcome to Messi's world, MLS.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Not the other way around. You're
Yeah.
in now you're in Messi's land.
Yeah, it's gonna be Messi and friends for a
Yeah.
few years.
So, but now let's get to the reason we're all here.
The NF fucking L.
The good footy.
Boom. The good footy. I like that. Like that.
Training camp.
We have real things happening, boys.
We got
Real
shit
things
happening.
We're
50
getting here.
days to the kickoff.
Now it's like this is like the real start date, like this is where you get to start and it just doesn't end until
Mhm.
the season's over. Like you got free agency opens, but then there's that little dead period. Unless you like delve deeply into the OTAs and all that shit.
At June is just the fucking worst.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. But then you got this shit.
Yeah.
Like now it is nonstop action until kickoff.
Justin Ross hype videos.
Woo! So, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
a little more excited than I should be.
Then as soon as training camp opens, our number one receiver goes down.
Yeah, and our best defensive player doesn't show up.
Yeah, which one do you want to talk about first?
Listen, I don't think Tony's injury is going to be a long-term thing. Andy
Didn't
Reid
sound like it.
Andy Reid referred to it as like a tweak. Is like a little way of saying that. So hopefully he has a quick recovery. But I
Yeah.
do think it puts an emphasis on more depth at that position, which could be a good thing for like a Justin Ross. This
Yeah,
could
I
be
think
this could
Yeah.
be his opening to making the team, maybe even Justin Watson's opening to making the team.
hopefully Tony stays off of Instagram.
I don't know.
It's kind of assumed if Justin Watson's part of the six.
Yeah.
Like he's a part of the assumed six.
Yeah, but I think that there's a chance that it would be number 6 and his spot would be the one that would be up in the air.
It'd be a couple $1 million out the window.
Yeah. But
I think they'll trade $2 million if Justin Ross is really that guy.
exactly. I think because especially what you'll be saving by having Justin Ross on the roster opposed to that.
Yeah, but I'm also hearing that we could carry only 3 running backs or 3 tight ends as well.
Yeah, I think the 3 running backs is more realistic.
Yeah, I've heard some things about them being frustrated with Noah Bell or Blake Bell.
Blake Bell, yeah, I could see that too. Blake's never really seemed to take that next step that he's been supposed to take.
Yeah, and they really believe in Jody Fortson.
Yeah, I do too. I think every year he's gotten a little bit better, We didn't
Yeah,
get to see enough of him.
they've invested a lot in him.
Yeah.
Trying to take over as a starter. But yeah, with Tony going down, I think it almost it definitely nudges them in the direction of carrying 7 wide receivers.
Yeah.
As because like other than Tony, like who's gonna be that burner guy?
Yeah, I mean, you got MVS, but he's not so much after the catch.
Yeah.
He's got a great first step and he's able to get open down the field, but he doesn't seem to do much after he's made the catch.
If
Yeah.
he makes the catch.
I mean, yeah, that's a very big point as well.
I
Hopefully,
did
we'll
see
see more.
Rice lay a nasty move on one of our DBs.
What's that?
I said I did see Rasheed Rice put a nasty juke on one of our DBs,
Dude,
like
I'm,
after catch juke.
yeah, I
I'm
think he's
excited
going
to
to be a
see
problem.
him too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's the future one of that position, I think. Just based on his size and everything.
Who?
Rice.
Yeah.
I think he could be an AJ Brown clone. Like watching his college tape, I was like, yeah, that dude's the way you hit him in the legs and he just rolls off of him. Almost like an old school running back's legs with the wide receiver's hands. So
Did you guys see that Mahomes throw? Where he's like, I don't know, 50, 40 somewhere yards. And he just launches one and hits the field goal post.
no, that's awesome.
The crowd goes nuts. Out there doing things.
No, I did see a couple of pretty nice fucking highlights from Aaron Rodgers to what's his name? Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
The dude had a nasty toe tap touch in the back of the end zone.
I have to say, like a dime. Yeah, that could be a great connection there.
It could be, yeah. I mean, Garrett Wilson could be a cheat code.
Yeah. I know that they're going to have a good connection between those two, but it's always like the supporting cast around your number one receiver is the big question. This wasn't the one that he could even help with Devontae Adams. The supporting cast. Because it's the same fucking one that wasn't good enough to get through the NFC, and the AFC's harder.
It is much better defense in New York.
Yes, I'll say that. But I like Matt LaFleur as a coach.
O-line.
Yeah, that O-line is, and they are not. They're fragile too.
Mm.
You know, there's Mekhi Becton. Like, I don't know if he's lining up for him right now, but he won't be all season.
Man, I'm pretty sure everybody else in their division can rush the passer.
Yeah.
I guess New England, it's more about their secondary.
Yeah, their linebacking core has always kind of been a problem under Belichick.
But yeah, Chris Jones not at camp, holding out.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
No.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried yet.
I'm still not. Yeah, I'm not quite worried. The worry is starting to creep, but
I'm a little bit worried.
He wants to be here, so
He does.
That's the thing that keeps the worry down.
There's reasons to panic and reasons not to panic. I mean, Clark Hunt has Brett Veach has shown that outside of Patrick Mahomes, he is not going to pay you that money. However, this is kind of a situation where Chris Jones just has us by the balls, really, because it's too late to trade him. Like, we're not going to trade him without knowing exactly what the assets we're getting back are going to be. Like, we could trade him for picks, but there's no way they're going to do that without knowing exactly what those picks are, like where they're going to fall in the draft.
Yeah. See, I think the Chiefs actually have the upper hand in this one. Because with the way the CBA is, like, for just missing one, he got fined $50,000. Or he could potentially be fined $50,000. And that's each day that he's not there.
Yeah.
He is under contract, and with it being the last year of his contract, he can't just sit the year out unless he's just planning to retire.
No, he
Because
won't sit the year out.
yeah, and then the Chiefs
He
have
won't
the
do
ability.
that. But after the end of the year,
Chiefs can tag and trade him if it came to
no,
that.
they will not do that. That cap number would be too huge, and we would have to carry it as dead cap.
Yeah, it'd be bad, but
I'd be like, I think they projected that to be about 33 million. And we're not carrying that in dead cap. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, that's kind of why he's got us by the ball. Got us by the balls. Like, we're not going to let him go for nothing. We can't do the tag and trade because we're not going to carry that much dead cap. That's just a dumb business move.
no.
I mean, what are we, the fucking Saints? And it's too late to trade him now. So
No.
I think the number is probably going to be around 33 million, somewhere in there. And really, I think they're probably just hung up on guaranteed dollars
Or years.
or years. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really don't want to give him any more than 4 years.
Dude, I was gonna say 3. No offense to the player, but I mean that seems to fit by 33. What kind of player are you gonna be? Right, because he's gonna be 30 this year.
I don't know when his birthday is. I just know he's 29 right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we did just walk away, that'd be. I don't know if I could support any scenario where we lost Chris Jones.
No. You'd have to have a good backup plan.
Well, even then, like the scenarios we lose him is either we take a giant dead cap hit, which we can't afford if we want to keep our team together,
Yeah.
or he walks for free, and both those are really bad. Like those are both really bad for a player like that. But yeah, I think we have to pay him. Like we're backed into a corner on that.
Yeah. Unless they do
And like I think he knows it. He's not dumb.
Yeah.
He's won his 2 rings. I don't think the Chiefs can call his bluff here and say, he's done his winning. Now he can get his money for the last few years.
Yeah. That is true.
He's pretty much a guaranteed first ballot.
He's definitely working his way towards that. One more Super Bowl ring would probably cement that.
Oh, it for sure cemented, but I don't like. Yeah, I really don't think there's going to be any argument to keep him out. Maybe like if he never played another down, maybe he doesn't go first ballot, but I don't think he has to win any more championships. He just has to, if he can play at or at a similar level for the next 3 or 4 years, he's in.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can move on from camps. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to get more and more information out of different camps. We got Bryce Young signed his contract to move into to get going under camp. So
yeah, the rest of the camps start later this week, don't they?
Yeah. So it's exciting.
Let's talk about the running back position.
Yeah, dude, they had a Zoom
real
call.
fast.
Yeah. Nothing seems imminent right now, according to Bradley Chubb, who was a part of that call. Or not Bradley Chubb, Nick Chubb. Sorry, because it was like the top backs, Chubb, McCaffrey, Henry, Eckler, and so on.
Pretty
What's
much
that?
everybody except Dalvin Cook because he was on an airplane.
Yeah. So they had a meeting on there just to talk the state of the position and what they could feasibly do to kind of leverage. I don't know. I don't know if maybe they plan like a sit out of week 1, all of them collectively.
No, there's nothing they can do right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna have to be something that's addressed in the next CBA.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's gonna resolve it. Unless unless they can get all the players to agree outside of the CBA to throw money into a pool for running backs, but
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. So yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be a situation where in the CBA they set like a higher floor for running back salaries as a rookie, and then probably exempt them from the franchise tag and make it so like no matter where you're drafted, it's only a 2 or 3 year deal off your rookie year. Instead of being able to hold on to these guys for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely got to get rid of the 5th-year option.
Yeah.
Maybe make them like a 3-year deal.
Yeah, I think a 3 sounds fair.
3 years for the first rounders, 2 years for every other round.
Yeah.
I think that's the most fair.
No franchise tag.
No, I love that too for that position. I think they should just get rid of the franchise tag and all.
Yeah.
I think that's really gonna end up what happens from this. I don't see the other positions loving the one position being exempt from it.
No, they wouldn't, but there is a clear
Oh, absolutely.
there's a clear need to address that.
Maybe you might have to cede on like a defensive position as well and take corners, give them the same treatment. Another position.
I mean, you'd have to be able to prove that any position takes the kind of damage that a running back does, and none of them do. Like not even the linemen don't even take that much damage anymore.
No, running backs get screwed.
I mean, then you look at it now, college running backs are playing longer because they're now able to make more money in college than they would be able to coming to the NFL.
Yeah, get every dollar you can before you're done.
Yeah. We can move on to Garoppolo.
Jimmy
Passing his-
G, he passed his physical, guys.
Yeah.
The first hurdle is out of the way for the Raiders. They now do not have to start Brian Hoyer. Week 1, anyway.
Still a lot of camp left.
There is, but Jimmy G will participate in some of it. And some of training camp, Jimmy G will be there. I don't know how much.
I can't wait to clown that team this year.
Oh, always.
Can't wait. Like whenever the behind the back throw comes, it's going to be against the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm convinced it is too. After you do a play like the snow globe against them.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Patrick or somebody on that team just especially doesn't like the Raiders.
Yeah. It's either going to be them or the Broncos. Because, we see the left-handed ones against the Broncos. So maybe
that's like in the moment improvisation.
And that's what I think that the behind the back will be ultimately.
No, I think that's going to be a whole misdirection play.
I hope.
There's
I
no
hope
way-
it's something planned out.
I mean, that would be fucking sick if he was just scrambling and
Yeah, just
it's going to instantly be the greatest highlight of all time.
if he completes it and
Yeah.
doesn't get.
I mean,
If it gets intercepted,
Hey,
oh shit!
Not
there's
100%
the diving pass is the greatest highlight of all time.
Yeah, exactly. And it was incomplete. Did you see that they've added this? They're calling it the Superman throw, but they've added it to Madden.
Yeah.
I did see that.
And they made it so you can trigger it like every time.
Yeah. But it looks, I've seen like videos, it's pretty hard to pull off.
It should be.
No, dude, I'm sure they've changed it since the beta, but in the beta, dudes were hitting 60-yard bombs with it.
Yeah. I think that this was a recent video I saw of it. And I don't know. I saw a lot of incompletions from what I saw.
Speaking of which, we're the only team this year to have 299s in Madden.
Kelsey and Mahomes.
Yeah, should have been Chris Jones too, honestly.
Yeah, 15.5 should get you there. They didn't want to love him too much.
Nah.
What was this about Jimmy G? Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's healthy. I like Jimmy G. I think that
I don't have
This-
a problem with him personally. I just have a problem with people thinking he's good.
well, I think that this is an opportunity for him to prove that. If he like if the Raiders win double digit games with Jimmy G, I don't think it's gonna happen, Sneaky. I'm not, but if it does,
Mahomes will be in a hospital when that happens.
if that happens, people got to start giving Jimmy G some fucking credit. That's all I'm saying. If they win double digits, I don't think they will, so you don't have to do it, Sneaky.
I
But
said, did the stadium open up and swallow the Chiefs like in the Batman movie?
They can lose 2 to the Chiefs and still win 10 games. There's 17 of them now. 10 games would be double digits. That's all. That's not a huge bar anymore.
Oh, come on, Broncos and Chargers. What are you doing?
I mean, the Broncos are spending, too much money on mediocre offensive linemen
Mediocre.
because they have to overpay people to get them to play with Russell Wilson. Because
Yeah, they probably did have to pay a little bit of a premium after everybody saw last year.
yeah, you right now they're having to overpay to overcorrect their mistakes from last year. They had to convince a coach to come out of retirement and trade assets to get him to be their coach, multiple draft picks. You overpaid a right guard and a right tackle. But your offensive line was absolute dog shit last year, so I get you had to pay you had to bring in somebody. But yeah, I mean, that's why the Broncos are still going to suck.
Yeah, I hope so.
Me too.
I don't
I
want
hope-
the surprise team.
I know, dude. Fuck the Broncos. They had their time. They've won 3 Super Bowls in my life.
Ugh.
In our lives, they've won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where we had to watch every other team in our division play in a Super Bowl.
I didn't even get to enjoy. I don't even think I was alive or enjoying life whenever the Broncos were lost 4 Super Bowls with Elway, or 5.
3. They won 3. And
Okay.
lost.
They won 2 with Elway. But yeah, I think he went to 5.
Gross.
Yeah.
Where'd their other Super Bowl come from?
Manning.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dark days.
But I even had to see his ass go to the Super Bowl twice with them. Which was bullshit too. And I love Peyton Manning now. I would have loved Peyton Manning more if he would have chose the Chiefs.
But we had fucking Scott Pioli as our GM.
Fucking Scott Pioli.
That trade made me miss a whole era of NFL. Like, I missed Antonio Brown's entire career.
That was a special thing. Before the
Like,
season.
it was like when he was really good.
Yeah, dude, he was special.
Yeah, I missed his whole Steelers career.
Very
Damn.
I hate the downfall of him because he was a special player to watch.
Yeah.
He was always exciting. He was like not the same, but how excited you would get when Devin Hester would touch a football.
Yeah.
It was almost like that level of excitement when Antonio Brown would get the ball late in the game. As somebody who hates the Steelers, I was like, he could do that. Offense was so good.
Yeah, that would have been terrible to watch. I fucking hate the Steelers.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate him. But yeah, you just never knew. You were like, dude, he's gonna make something happen. If it's not him, it could be Le'Veon. But
Yeah.
But you missed the Broncos winning a Super Bowl. And it was terrible.
I watched both those Super Bowls.
The
It
one was awesome.
It was still Peyton Manning. It broke my heart to see him lose the way he did. And against the Seahawks.
Yeah, that
they-
one was
That shit was just over from the first snap. The
first
little
snap. It went right over his head, and I was like, "This game is fucking over." But
All
anyway,
right. Yeah. Let's get into our question of the week. What is it, Pete?
off season question of the week.
Week. New. No, I'm just kidding.
So which teams do you think will regret their off-season spending the most?
Jets. Next question.
That's why I have you put 3. Let's put 3 up.
Oh no.
Your 3 teams.
Bronco.
You muted yourself, Tim, with your nose.
Damn it.
You knew that was coming. You do it all the time.
I know.
Well, I mean, who spent giant money? Like, I know
It doesn't
the-
have to be just like the big money that teams had big off seasons, you know. I mean, like for
Yeah,
different
I think
reasons.
the Raiders are gonna. I think they're already regretting Jimmy G.
Yeah, that's a perfect
That's
example.
a fucking fiasco. Other than that,
I mean, if it doesn't pan out, the Bears maybe.
Yeah, they spent.
If Justin Fields isn't really that good,
What about also like the Carolina Panthers? The Carolina Panthers made a huge, massive trade to get the number 1 overall pick to take Bryce Young. This
That's true.
wasn't a can't miss prospect in my eyes. We didn't hear anybody. There was a lot of question about whether it should be him or CJ. So this is not a can't miss prospect.
this
so
wasn't like a Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck.
yeah, this was a huge, massive trade up here for this young man, and if it doesn't work out, you set your organization back a lot. Yeah, this could go down as an RG3 Washington sort of situation. Which I'm sorry, I just said the word Washington. Did you guys hear that next year after the season, the Commanders owners are going to look into potentially changing the name again?
No, they're
Wow.
they're 100% gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody wants it. Yeah, they're gonna erase the taste of Dan Snyder completely off that team.
Yeah. Sorry, I got off topic there. We'll send us back to our off-season question of the week.
sometimes something pops up in your head. You got to talk about it.
Yeah.
However, I
Yeah.
still don't think anybody's gonna regret anything this year as much as Denver is gonna regret signing Russell Wilson last year.
That was a big signing. Big mistake. Denver could regret signing their head coach
I agree with that
this year
100%.
as much as they did their quarterback of last year.
Yeah, I mean
I-
that's out of pocket money though. Like that doesn't count against the cap or.
But the
anything.
draft picks
Oh,
are
they
going
had
to.
they had to give them picks. Forgot about
That's the part that makes it even worse.
that. What was the? What, like a second, a fifth, or something like that?
I think so. And second, a fifth, and a sixth, maybe. I want to say it was 3 draft picks. But it's wild. Dude, yeah. They could have set themselves back. I mean, you also have I hate to say it, the Chiefs. You look at, the offensive line that they have, the money they spent along the offensive line. You're paying for potential with Taylor, and you chose him over Orlando Brown, who signed for less money in Cincinnati. That could be a deal that is regretted by the end of the season. Donovan Smith, we don't know if he's even got anything left in the tank over at left tackle. You lost two starters on an offensive line that played great in the Super Bowl. Like 0 fucking sacks. Put that on a shirt, good.
Yeah,
And you spent a lot of money to replace those guys. Now you have to hope that this offensive line is better than last year's.
that's fair. And I mean, are you gonna regret going out and signing, Richie James?
Yeah. Are you going to regret losing Juju Smith-Schuster? Not making him a competitive offer. I don't think Juan Thornhill's going to be a player the Chiefs are going to miss. I don't, I think he played well, but
Because who was Mike Edwards, the safety we signed from the Buccaneers?
yeah,
Uh, one of the first things he commented on was how fucking good Brian Cook is.
yeah. I think Cook's going to be outstanding.
I mean, if you've got him and Reed playing next to each other, Jesus Christ.
And I have complete faith in the Chiefs' offensive line coaches to get these guys to play well for them. But
I do too, because apparently Wanya Morris looks really good.
yeah, so yeah, I just hope that also letting Frank Clark go. I mean, yes, in the regular season he didn't do much any of the time he was here, but the postseason was a different story, and that's when you might miss him. I don't think he's going to be playing in the postseason with Denver.
Maybe I think Omenihu might be an upgrade.
He might be. He might be. I think we did a good job bringing in reinforcements, but they're unknown to us
Yeah,
and how they'll fit.
and I think Mike Daniels set up for a huge season.
I hope. I like Dana a lot.
Like he really turned on in the second half of the year.
Yeah, the playoffs, he was huge. So, but this is a hard question for me because I don't think, I say all that about the Chiefs, but I don't think that they're going to regret these moves. But
I don't even.
I'm just laying it out there as like, that is why that's a possible team you could throw on there. Realistically, I have them in consideration. But I do think I'm going to put the Carolina Panthers as one of my 3 teams. Because I think you gave up a can't miss prospect level trade to get this guy who I don't think is going to be a can't miss prospect.
Well, and consider too. I mean, they gave up Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore.
Yeah. Yeah. And
They hit a complete reset button.
yeah. On that offense. So I am going to agree with one of them that you said earlier, Sneaky. The New York Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless that offensive line can find a way to really protect Aaron Rodgers, I mean, that dude is not avoiding pressure.
Yeah. Are we all in agreement on the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think this will be a fun list to do now that we're doing 3 teams. Tim, who is the second team from you?
I'll go with the Bears. I don't know that they're really going to be, but if they spend all this money for signing that line and Justin Fields doesn't work out, then
Yeah, and they traded out of the number 1 overall pick.
yeah.
If Bryce Young turns out to be that dude, or CJ Stroud, any of those top quarterbacks, they made a lot of risky moves. They also passed on Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
They traded up with the Eagles so the Eagles could get him. So,
I'll throw in a saucy one, and it's kind of like an anti regret my moves thing. It's more of a we didn't do enough in the off season, and that's the Bills.
yeah. And
I
I mean,
The Bills could arguably be worse than they were.
and they lost Leslie Frazier
Yeah.
an off season after losing Brian the Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still going to try and run Von Miller out there as your number 1 pass rusher, and he's like 50 years old.
Yeah.
You didn't improve at receiver.
No.
You didn't get anybody across from Diggs to take pressure off of him.
No, you drafted another tight end, and I didn't think Dawson Knox was that bad for him last year. Right? Wasn't that who their tight end was?
He wasn't, but I mean the tight ends in this class were worth drafting in the first round. Like they're worth taking a shot on. So I did like that they did that, but
yeah, but I think Michael Meyer and I think that the guys in the second round are going to be just as productive at tight end. That's why I'm like,
it was a deep tight end class. There were
yeah,
5 or 6 names.
I do like that they avoided the receivers though in the first round of this draft. I don't.
Yeah,
I think that they were just too risky. I think there's one of them that's going to be a stud. I just don't know which one of them it'll be.
Yeah.
And that's why I think
I really like that they picked Dalton Kincaid. I thought he was the best out of.
yeah, he might have been.
I was sending you guys highlights of him mid-season last year.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this dude kind of looks like Kelsey, but yeah, I just don't know if that's going to be like a rookie tight end really move the needle for you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because it's a 3-year position waiting period, really, with the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Really, year 3 is where you see their big leapfrog year. And I don't know if this coaching staff has 3 years in them.
I swear to God, if he goes off down in Atlanta this year, I'm going to throw something.
Kyle Pitts,
Yeah, Pitts. Yeah.
3rd year. It's possible. 3rd team, I'm just going to throw them in there. I'm going to say the Baltimore Ravens.
Not just for spending the money on Lamar.
No, I think all of their moves, they went all in.
Yeah.
The Odell Beckham.
You don't like that?
I don't like the Odell Beckham signing. I do like the Lamar signing, but I think it might have been high. After the last 2 years, I just think that they're a product of waiting too long to sign him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not at least in the championship game this year,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing they can do. They just fucking paid him, I guess. But man, that's gonna be a lot of disappointment in Baltimore.
For sure. Yeah, I
They
just
expect to win the division too. Like they've got to take that back from Cincinnati. So yeah, they did OBJ and who else?
well, I mean, I guess yeah, the Lamar signing.
I thought they
Be-
signed one person. They had one
They
more.
drafted another receiver.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I don't think they had another big signing. They lost offensive lineman to Denver, but
That'll be my 3rd, Denver.
and I completely get it. I probably should have put them on there over the Baltimore Ravens.
It's just like collectively, like including signing Sean Payton.
I couldn't agree with you more. Like, I think I'm gonna take the Baltimore Ravens off my list and say the Denver Broncos.
I just don't know how, I don't think Sean Payton's as good as a coach as he gets credit for.
Absolutely.
I mean, you had Drew Brees.
Yeah. And,
And
the
you won
one
one Super Bowl.
and the 1 year you didn't have him, you missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you retired. I'm fucking with you, Tim. I think the Ravens will not regret their decision as much as the Denver Broncos. You sold me. All just like that.
Well, a lot of it changed too after he lost Greg Roman.
Yeah.
Like NFL broke that whole thing up. Stop letting them put out a pack of rabid pit bulls as a defense.
Yeah, I totally agree with that decision. And also made it Sean Payton quit taking Vicodin as much. I think he had superpower from the Vicodin.
Definitely I hope he managed the stress, I would assume.
Yeah.
You're just kind of in a fucking
Yeah. I want to say the Vicodin, he probably got addicted to those after the broken leg that he suffered, so it was after the Super Bowl, right? All right, but Sneaky, what is your 3rd team?
So you got me down for the Jets and the Raiders so far?
The Bills?
Oh, the Bills?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I mean, I don't even know if they expect to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody expects them to be good, really.
I think the Raiders are I think failure is their ultimate goal because I think they want Williams.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Titans.
Yeah. I contemplated them because of the DeAndre Hopkins signing.
Yeah. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins really moves the needle for them much.
Yeah, I don't either.
It maybe guarantees them second in the division.
Yeah, like I said, I think I said it last week. I give them a sweep over the. I probably would pick them over the Texans and Colts twice now instead of having them split one of those matchups.
Yeah, I mean DeAndre is going to have a game where he just torches some fucking defense where the matchup is close or the Titans weren't favored
Yeah,
and pull a game out of his ass. But
yeah, but who will he be catching passes from is my big question.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like it, boys. I like it.
yeah,
And I think we did it. I think we done did it.
We done did it.
So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video.
Hit that Sam bell.
Yeah, hit that Sam
He's
bell.
not here, so
He'll be back next week, I think.
yeah.
the return.
The return of Samuel Page, and he will probably talk a lot about the baseball parks he went to. Because I think he went to a Pirates game and a Brewers game. So.
No, Pirates